around, we want to celebrate and discuss, the after events of the, what would I call it, the Microsoft Ignite session, which we recently had. So, this is going to be some very interesting session because we have lots of interesting people in the house which we are going to be working with. And I would just love everyone to stay tuned and, just listen on the discussion. And if possible, if you have any questions, please feel free, share your questions. We are going to be willing to answer them all. But before I continue, I would like to play you a short clips, right? And see you after that.
Kom naar de Microsoft Ignite Afterparty om met je peers te gaan praten over de laatste aankondiging van Microsoft en hoe jij daarmee aan de slag gaat gaan.
To explore all announcements around Microsoft Ignite and products that have been presented in there, and go deeper to further explore these technologies, try out some cool demos, and have a tangible experience of these products.
Wissenstransfer, Diskussionen und Treffen mit Technikbegeisterten in einer angenehmen Atmosphäre bietet die Ignite After Show in Österreich.
Porque es una experiencia increíble de compartir e interactuar y sobre todo adquirir nuevos conocimientos de una forma poco común.
Microsoft Ignite After Parties helps the communities to engage with the young leaders while inspiring them with the stories of tech innovation.
Es el espacio perfecto para compartir ideas y opiniones para revolucionar el mundo a través de la tecnología.
为了透过微软与世界接轨。
Yes, and we are back. We are back. So in just a few moments, I'm just going to be introducing to you some of the people we are going to be speaking with today. Like I said, this is bound to be an interesting session, and I know you are all going to enjoy it. So I will just have a quick chat with everyone, just tell you, oh, these are the people we are speaking with, and from there, we are going to be kicking off. The very first person I'll be bringing on stage, or who I'm going to be talking with, is going to be none other than one of our latest Microsoft MVP, Imo Etuk. Imo Etuk, I don't know. I'm imagining that today tends to be something going to be exciting. You're going to be giving us some new features Microsoft has for us. So, just give us a short intro and tell us a brief intro on what you're going to be talking about.
Wow! Promise. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. And good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for joining us. So we are at Microsoft Ignite After Party, which is promising to be a kind of rewarding experience for all the learners. So what I'm going to be talking about today is going to be run around security and compliance, everything security, building from the centralized platform to focusing on multi-cloud platform and all that. We are going to also look at it from the Nigerian perspective, how Nigerian firms or companies have been able to integrate this to their work processes to improve productivity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Imo. That was an awesome one. I would also be bringing on stage shortly some of the people we are going to be talking about. And the next person I'm going to be bringing on stage is none other than also one of our latest MVPs in the house, Oluwatosi Shere. Hello, Tosi. How are you doing today?
Hello. Hi. Good afternoon.
How's everything going?
Depending on where everyone is. I'm fine, thank you. And I'm happy to be here. Okay.
That's
Just
great.
like you have
That's
introduced
great.
me, my name is Oluwatosin Anishere. I'm a Microsoft MVP, I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, and I'm an experienced consultant across the infrastructure stack. Azure, identity, security itself, which is going to be the main topic for this Microsoft Ignite after party. So I'm really excited to be here, and I can't wait for us all to dig in.
That's great to see. All right. Also, I'm going to be bringing on stage one of our leaders in the community. His name is none other than Raphael G. Momo. Hello, Raphael. How are you doing today?
Very excited. Some very
All right. All right. All right. All right. That's great. That's great. Looks like Raphael is having some network connectivity issues, but no worries. We are going to be moving on. Also, we have in the house one of our leaders in the community as well, none other than Joseph Roland. Joseph Roland, how are you doing today? Oh, funny enough, looks like he's having some issues with his mic. But nevertheless, at this moment, what we are going to do is we are going to be showing to you one of the interesting videos and sessions that happened during the Microsoft Ignite session. So please just stay tuned, listen to this, and then we'll be having a full house discussion for everyone. So
isn't it the reality that we're under constant threat? Cybersecurity is not a problem you solve. Hi, my name is Sean, and I work with thousands of security professionals that obsess over every detail in cloud security.
Hello, guys. Apologies for the audio issue. We are actually working on it, right? It's going to be resolved shortly. Please just give us some time and you will be hearing the audio soon. Thank you, guys.
Kom naar de Microsoft Ignite Afterparty om met je peers te gaan praten over de laatste aankondiging van Microsoft en hoe jij daarmee aan de slag kan gaan.
To explore all announcements around Microsoft Ignite and products that has been presented in there, and go deeper to further explore these technologies, try out some cool demos, and have a tangible experience of these products.
Wissenstransfer, Diskussionen und Treffen mit Technikbegeisterten in einer angenehmen Atmosphäre bietet die Ignite After Show in Österreich.
Porque es una experiencia increíble de compartir e interactuar y sobre todo adquirir nuevos conocimientos de una forma poco común.
Microsoft Ignite After Parties helps the communities to engage with the young leaders while inspiring them with the stories of tech innovation.
Es el espacio perfecto para compartir ideas y opiniones para revolucionar el mundo a través de la tecnología.
为了透过微软与世界接轨，
Hello, guys. Welcome back. So, like I said, I would like to just apologize for the audio issue we were having initially. The engineering guys are actually working on that. But in the meantime, before we proceed on this, let me invite our guest to the house, and we'll be having like just a very short panel session, a discussion on what really transpired during the MS Ignite, and I will be taking some time to ask this our speakers their views on some of the announcements that were made during the Microsoft Ignite session. I observed that I forgot to introduce myself. My name is none other than Promise Uche Onwachku, and I am your host for this session. So very quickly, I'll be bringing our speakers on stage. The next person I'll be bringing on stage is Imo. Hello, Imo. How you doing?
Hi, Promise. I'm doing great. And you?
Yes, I'm also doing great as well.
Okay.
I'll be bringing to the stage as well Raphael. Hello, Raphael. How you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing
Hello,
great.
Raphael. That's nice.
Hi,
All right.
Christine.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you actually.
Okay,
All
I'm
right.
doing great.
I would. Oh, that's great as well. I'll be bringing Tosin as well to the stage. Right. Hello, Tosin. How you doing?
Hello, I promise. I'm fine, thank
Yes.
you.
Okay. So, just very quickly, I'm going to proceed with some questions. Just to understand, what you understood from the session, the MS Ignite session we just finished, and one of the very, very few things I did think about was, Microsoft introduced some very, very interesting technologies they've been working on. And I feel like, these are things we need to discuss and share to the public, how they can all benefit from this. So the very first question I'll be asking will be going to none other than one of our latest MVPs, Imo. And this question is just something I thought about and said, okay, Imo, I'd like to get your idea about this. So what can you say, right, from your observations, right, how we've seen companies in Nigeria taking advantage of the technological innovations? What can you say about these companies? Are they really taking advantage of these innovations Microsoft has been putting in play for the public to make use of?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question, Promise. From my own observation and so far, at least in the last decades, like we have seen innovation in terms of, I'm going to channel my answer to maybe to a particular sector, which I know really well, that are really embracing the technical innovation that is put in place by Microsoft. If you look at the financial sector, which is the banking sector, we've seen a lot of companies like fintech springing up in recent time, and they are actually, some of them are, in fact, over like 75% of most of those fintech actually making use of decentralized platform that are put together by Microsoft, and that platform is no other one than the Microsoft Defender for Cloud when it comes to their security stuff. And that, from my own way of observing, because I had some opportunity to interact with some of those guys working in those places, and I've seen that has really helped them in terms of increasing the way in which they reach out to their customers and also secure customer information and financial data. And also another one I'll be looking at is in terms of job employment. If you look at with the innovative way these financial institutions are going and other ones who are keying into it, there have been a kind of increase in job creation in Nigeria locally. There have been a kind of strict increase in engaging tech professionals who are knowledgeable about Microsoft technologies from the security perspective and even to the infrastructure way and all that. So I would say that there have been a lot of improvement in the way that our local firms are embracing this technology put together by Microsoft.
Thank you very much, Imo. I mean, like I said, the presence of this technology Microsoft is putting forward is just none other than to simplify processes people take in life, right? I mean,
yes.
If you have something that would ease the process at which you do a particular transaction, I mean, what's the blessing for is to make use of it to ensure you no longer go through the stress. And looking at what is happening in the country, right, it's actually a good time to actually invest in some of these technologies to help improve the I would say the transactions or how your technologies are being governed in various organizations here in Nigeria and I mean all over the world. All right, so I will be speaking to the next person now. And like I said, all of this session is to just get the insights of everyone in the house, and if they share their insights, we can learn one or two things from them. And the second question I'll be asking will be going to Tosi. Yes, it will be going to Tosi, and this is something that has not just been bothering me, but I feel like has been a global pain, right? And what I'm talking about here is security, right? So can you just give us in some brief terms how Microsoft is approaching security?
Okay. Thank you very much, Promise. Before I answer that, the video that we were supposed, to watch together, I know some of us were opportune to see that video during the Ignite session itself. Well, some are not. But from that video, cybersecurity is actually likened to an infinite game. And when we mean infinite game, it has to do with a situation whereby you do not know the players, you cannot clearly identify who the players are, and there are no rules in place to help you understand how the winning is going to come in place. Now, sadly, too many businesses and even security team, they still have a finite mindset. They believe they know the cybersecurity rules. They believe they can identify players. And in this case, I'm referring to players as bad actors. They believe they know them and they believe they have this clear winner at the end of the game, just like, the chess game. But unfortunately, with this kind of finite mindset, there's risk for such businesses. They fall into the trap thinking they can win and they can solve all the problem at once. And obviously, the cyber criminals, or should I say the bad actors that we are looking at in this place, does not play by the rules. Now, to answer the question of what approach Microsoft is using, I would say the future of cybersecurity requires a kind of fundamental shift of mindset. And that's why Microsoft is approaching cloud security with an infinite mindset. Now, Microsoft is evolving, constantly trying to catch up to the cyber security scene. Now they're moving to being ahead of the game, and this is because Microsoft now understands that the cyber security is not just a problem we can solve once and for all, but it's a problem that we consistently manage. So Microsoft, in their approach, is now changing the game, and what they're doing, what they use for that is they use the likes of intelligence, artificial intelligence, automation, use it to create this different circle to respond very quickly to bad actors as well as events. Just to summarize what I'm saying here is that this infinite mindset that is now Microsoft's approach means that Microsoft is now thinking from the aspect of code to cloud. That is, they're taking from development cycle to even the runtime protection. That's the approach that Microsoft is putting in place for cyber security.
Thank you very much, Tosin, for that. I mean, like I said, security in itself, it's a very, very big security in itself is a very, very big concern, right? And we are all trying to see how we can run our businesses and at the same time ensure we are all secure. So, I mean, that feedback was just on point, and it just talks about why Microsoft want to go to the ends to make sure its clients enjoy sweet sailing businesses. All right, I will be proceeding on here to speak with Raphael. Raphael, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, that's great. That's great. So you are the man for this job, right? I actually I thought about this and I was like, Raphael is the man for this job. So
Okay.
tell me, Raphael, we are speaking about security, and like I said, this is a very, very important issue, not just in Nigeria, but in the world as a whole, right? What can you tell me are the kind of tools Microsoft have for cloud security? What kind of tools have they been working on to enable businesses to invest in, to protect their business away from, in quotes, these bad guys, threatening everyone?
Thank you very much. See, we had this coming for a very long time. If Microsoft is so nice that they are the only allow other cloud providers connect their workload to the cloud. Okay, Microsoft, it used to be Azure Security Center. It changed to Microsoft Defender for Cloud. Connect your AWS workload. Even before now, you can connect all other workload. Microsoft is not stingy at all. Then currently as we speak, guys, it's so great. Job account in your Microsoft Defender for Cloud. So I'm so excited about this. We've been discussing it among my team. And I'm sure that everyone that is into, because the truth about it is, guys, your code, every company that is into software production, your code is your asset. Us secure our code, to see our secure score, to make our security posture visible in the cloud. We are coding and we are seeing if there is any issues in the cloud. Man, that is so great. I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy.
Wow, I mean, what can I say? Thank you. What can I say? I mean, one of the things I always say is this, right? At the borderline of every of the businesses people run, people want to ensure that, I mean, my business is not just going to, get away or be hacked or be pushed aside by, in quotes, one of these bad guys. And like I said, Microsoft at its peak is always ensuring that security is one of the major services is looking into render for businesses to have that relaxed mind to be able to come on their platform and make business work for them. So that is a very great feedback, Raphael, and I really appreciate that. I was also looking at some of these important sections when it comes to security, and one of the recent announcements that Microsoft made in the latest Ignite party. And this question, I'm going to be throwing it to our latest MVP in the house, Imo himself. Yeah, so Imo, tell me, Microsoft recently made this announcement as regarding the Defender for Cloud, right? So what in a broad scope, like in the overall scope of what this is all about, can you give me some insight what Microsoft was talking about? Hello, Imo, are you there? Oh, I think you're muted.
Apologies. My mic was muted. So I'm back. So thank you very much for that question. And I will really put it in an elaborate way. I hope our time permit that. Microsoft has a kind of seeing the future and I predicted that security has remained a great concern as far as digital cloud is concerned. So they put together this Microsoft Defender for Cloud, which is a kind of centralized platform where all the security assets can be managed. During the Ignite section, if you had anyone that watched the section all through, you see that this section actually focused more on security. A lot of security features were announced. They start ranging from Azure GitHub Advanced Security for Azure DevOps, where they also announced some integrated new features such as Defender for DevOps. They also announced the cloud security Defender's cloud security posture management, which is a component of Defender for Cloud. So why did they do this? They did this so that it will be easier, just as to buttress the point that Raphael has made. They did this just to ease the work in terms of for DevOps engineers, DevSecOps, and other infrastructure engineers as well. Because as from the standpoint of Microsoft, with the new innovation of Microsoft Defender for Cloud, it is now easy for an engineer, a DevOps engineer, and maybe the developer team to integrate everything in one place. And this cut across multi-cloud environment like the AWS, GCP, that is Google Cloud, and even in your GitHub to Azure DevOps. So we're going to take us through the platform so that we can also have a feel of how Microsoft Defender for Cloud dashboard looks like. So quickly, let me jump down to that. Okay. So I'm going to have this. Okay, apologies, guys. Let me just quickly bring that up. Let's head to Portal. Please, if you can still see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen more.
Okay, let's head to Azure Portal immediately. I will not waste much of our time.
All right,
So,
all right.
Just to keep us going, everything that you need to manage about Microsoft security, everything about your cloud platform is being looked at using the infinite mindset, just as Tosin has said. It's something Microsoft believe that it is not a game of one man, but a collective mindset of professionals who comes together to defeat the bad guys. So that is what Microsoft Defender for Cloud dashboard stands for. You can see from the right panel, let me zoom in so you can see my zoom out so you can see my screen clearly. If you look at it from the dashboard, you have the chances of analyzing your subscription, trying to understand what is wrong with your subscription. You can see from my own, I've had 4 resources accessed, and I have 1 active recommendation. So if you go by this right-hand side, you can see that the Microsoft Defender for DevOps is under preview, DevOps security. With this, you can integrate your code repository from GitHub. All you need to do is to add a connector, follow the steps, and then through the clicks, it does not take time, so you are able to connect that. And we also have regulatory compliance there. We also have the security posture, which gives you an overview of all what you need to do, all the recommendations based on the environment. You can see that I only have Microsoft Azure environment here set up, but if I need to integrate other environment, I can also go to the environment setting under management, and I will integrate my AWS, GCP, and GitHub accounts. So this is what Microsoft has put in place for security professional. This as well has helped in terms of minimizing the risk and making organizations to stay focused and be able to visualize all their security in one place. That's what Microsoft puts in place. Thank you very much. Promise.
Thank you very much, Raphael. Thank you very much, Raphael. I mean, it's always a pleasure when we get to hear you speak about this new technology Microsoft is really working on, or Microsoft is putting out there. I mean, who doesn't want to be able to defend their pipelines? You can imagine, even the name itself, the name of it too tells me how strong, Microsoft has put in effort to be able to achieve this. All right, I'm going to be calling one of us, right? And yes, Raphael has been able to give us some intro, some idea about the Defender for Cloud, which Microsoft spoke about during the Ignite session. But I want Raphael to come from another angle. And one of the angle I want him to come from is the features of this Defender for DevOps, one of the tools that Raphael talked about. Are there additional features about this tool, the Defender for DevOps tool? Hello, Raphael, are you there? I think Raphael's connection seems to be a bit... Hello, Raphael? Okay, all right. Pending when Raphael comes back to answer that question, I will be speaking to Tosin. Hello, Tosin. I hope your connection is fine. All right. I just had to ask, I just had to ask to get your attention. All right. So, like I said, one of the major things we are looking at, aside the full component itself, the Defender for Cloud, we have some interesting tools under that. And I just want you to briefly speak to me about the CSPM tool, the Cloud Security Posture Management tool, right? From the multi-cloud perspective, what can you tell us about this tool?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Promise, for that question.
All right.
I would try to go to the basics so that I can all carry us along to help aid better understanding. Microsoft Defender for Cloud itself is a cloud security posture management, and also it's a cloud workload protection platform. Now, this is for Azure, on-premises, as well as multi-cloud. So which means it's not just for Azure alone. Like one of my colleagues rightly mentioned, that's Raphael, he said Microsoft is generous as the only technology platform that allows this multi-cloud other services. Now, what is multi-cloud for the purpose of our audience listening? Multi-cloud is a situation where you can have two or more, maybe public cloud or private cloud, or the combination of both to both application and services. Now, the multi-cloud approach is just that ability to be able to select or to have different cloud services from different providers. So what do I mean by that? We can have maybe Amazon AWS, or we can have Google GCP at the same time with Azure in our services. So that's the idea of multi-cloud. Now, the question that is being asked is regarding introducing light to the cloud security management for this multi-cloud perspective I have just explained. Now, I would like us to know that in today, over 90% of organizations actually have embraced the multi-cloud strategy. They have various reasons for that. Some are maybe as a result of costs. Some are for flexibility, and all those are some of the reasons why organization has adopted multi-cloud strategy. Now there is this concern, and the concern is still, it remains number one, which is the aspect of security. And with this security, Microsoft has been able to bring in Microsoft Defender for Cloud to support multi-cloud, to support the likes of Google, to support the likes of AWS. And basically what this thing is going to do for us is that organizations will be able to connect all these cloud services that I've mentioned, the likes of Google, AWS, Azure. They can have everything in a single place. That's the idea for this Defender for Cloud. Now, to make it easy, this Microsoft for Defender for Cloud will be able to provide, over, should I say, 80 out of the box recommendation, such that this recommendation usually they align to the industry standard, security best practices, and so on and so forth. So rather than each of these technology, the security being managed differently from outside different tools, everything is now from a single point where you can, where it is now managed. That's the idea of this. So that way we can have all these multi-cloud being integrated in one, regardless of whether you choose Azure or AWS or GCP, or even the three being in one place. So that's with regards to that. Now, to further explain with regards to, let me give you the acronym CSPM. Okay, what it does is it will remediate issues, and it will help with your security posture, to improve your security posture. Now, this CSPM would provide us with maybe admin guidance, which I mentioned earlier. And don't forget, all of this is from a central place. We get to have visibility where we understand the current situation of what is in our environment. So this CSPM basically would automate, what's it called? Our security management across all of this multi-cloud technology. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tosin. Thank you very much, Tosin. From while you were actually explaining, one of the few things I picked about, or I picked on, was the ability to centralize everything in one environment. I mean, looking at this, right, you know how if you have to work on various things from various standpoints or endpoints, you have yourself being in a scenario where you're probably you're trying to focus your mind on all of them at the same time, as compared to having everything in one place. So, I mean, this just tells me that this is going to be like a very wonderful product, right? I mean, having all of this, having to be able to deal with all of this multi-cloud resources all in one place, I think this is actually going to be a game changer for Microsoft. All right, thank you very much, Tosi, for that. It was really, really excellent. Raphael, are you back now? Can you hear me?
I am fully back. So,
all right.
You wanted me to talk about the extra features that we have in the DevOps as Defender for DevOps. Okay, see, let me tell you, everyone that is into DevOps, I said it before, is very happy at this, especially the bosses, because you know why? Because you cannot cheat your way around anymore. Okay, let me explain why I said this. Okay, why I said this is because Microsoft has integrated certain things. All your repos will show. Okay, that's number one. If you did you use infrastructure, you use Terraform, you use Pulumi, or you even use the one Microsoft has, ARM resource template to deploy something. If you've left secrets inside your deployment, it will show. So Microsoft has made it in such a way that no bullshitting, and all the status of your pull requests too. That all the pull requests are enabled would also show. So what this means is that me personally, I think that if Microsoft has not done this, someone else would have done it. So that's why I said earlier that I'm very excited. If they had not done it, someone would have done it. So a place where the boss does not need to actually check your work, but he just needs to log in and he will see all the mistakes you are making. So it makes it easier for me as a supervisor. I don't have to go and be asking. No, I see from the screen. So I think that this is Microsoft has done well.
I mean, like I said, I keep getting amazed at some of these features I've seen. I could relate this back to when I was way younger, when I was growing up, right? I probably somehow saw myself as, okay, well, I'm interested in some of these cloud things, but I never really saw myself being in this space. So me being in this space and getting to speak with professionals like this, talk about what Microsoft is doing for the community, for the world, the business at large. I mean, this is like a total game changer for me. All right. Just before we continue on this session, we will just kindly go for a short break, right? Just a very, very short break, and then we will be back. So guys, if you have any questions for us, please feel free to drop your questions on the chat screen, and we are willing to answer those questions, because I mean, we have wonderful experts, we have MVPs in the house who are able to also tackle these questions with us. So please just stay tuned while we go on this short break.
Kom naar de Microsoft Ignite Afterparty om met je peers te gaan praten over de laatste aankondiging van Microsoft en hoe jij daarmee aan de slag gaat gaan.
To explore all announcements around Microsoft Ignite and products that have been presented in there, and go deeper to further explore these technologies, try out some cool demos, and have a tangible experience of these products.
Wissentransfer, Diskussionen und Treffen mit Technikbegeisterten in einer angenehmen Atmosphäre bietet die Ignite After Show in Österreich.
Porque es una experiencia increíble de compartir e interactuar, y sobre todo adquirir nuevos conocimientos de una forma poco común.
Microsoft Ignite After Parties helps the communities to engage with the young leaders while inspiring them with the stories of tech innovation.
Es el espacio perfecto para compartir ideas y opiniones para revolucionar el mundo a través de la tecnología.
为了透过微软与世界接轨，
All right, we are back. We are back. Just before we proceed on this session, I'd like to introduce one of our beautiful, handsome leader in the community, none other than Mr. Pokuola Isiaka. Mr. Pokuola, how are you doing today? I think your mic is muted. I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Sorry about that. Good afternoon, Imo. Good afternoon, Tosin. Good afternoon, Afe. I'll be listening to you from the background.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Pokuola.
Yeah, thank you.
We would like to just play some short video for you right now. So please just stay tuned and let us know your feedback.
All right. It's my pleasure.
And it's important all the good guys work together. It's a team sport, but we need a new mindset. This professor out of New York University, James Carse, came up with this really interesting theory of how the world works, which was more recently popularized by Simon Sinek.
Hello guys, how we all doing? Looks like we are still having this audio issue, and we might still just talk about the video rather than play it out, since we are still having this. I believe they will try to fix this up. So in the meantime, I think our able leader in the house, Mr. Kupola, will take over from here. Mr. Kupola, over to you.
All right. Thank you, Promise. We have done so much well as regards the subject matter. For the importance is emphasis. Our discussion as regards this is about Microsoft security, and we are looking at perspective of cloud security and also the perspective of what data security. So we have been able to explore the first panel session, which was focused on cloud security. And in the next few minutes that we have to share, we'll also be looking at the side of data security. But before we proceed, let me quickly show a video of a session. It happened at the Ignite when issues of data security came about. Just follow me in the next few seconds. I'll be back. I'm trying to video.
By definition, it's a team sport.
Please, you can see the video.
I don't see your screen yet, Mr. Kupola. I don't see your screen yet.
Okay, I'm coming. Okay, let me try to
All
share
right.
my screen.
Okay.
Just a minute.
All right. Okay, I would say this in the meantime while you share your screen. Probably we should just give the audio. I would say the advertisement to go on. Just a minute.
Kom naar de Microsoft Ignite Afterparty om met je peers te gaan praten over de laatste aankondiging van Microsoft en hoe jij daarmee aan de slag gaat.
To explore all announcements around Microsoft Ignite and products that have been presented in there, and go deeper to further explore these technologies, try out some cool demos, and have a tangible experience of these products.
Wissenstransfer, Diskussionen und Treffen mit Technikbegeisterten in einer angenehmen Atmosphäre bietet die Ignite After Show in Österreich.
Porque es una experiencia increíble de compartir e interactuar y sobre todo adquirir nuevos conocimientos de una forma poco común.
Microsoft Ignite After Parties helps the communities to engage with the young leaders while inspiring them with the stories of tech innovation.
Es el espacio perfecto para compartir ideas y opiniones para revolucionar el mundo a través de la tecnología.
为了透过微软与世界接轨，
All right, thank you very much for that. Hello, Mr. Kupola. Have you been able to share the screen? Or maybe at this stage we could go over to the next section.
When it comes to cloud security, where the pace of innovation and can sometimes be staggering. At Microsoft, we have cloud security with an infinite mind. We believe that in a constantly changing game.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Cloud security has to be team sport.
Okay, please, can you play the video?
Okay, all right. No issues with
Promise,
that.
can you play the video on data?
Parse theorized there are two types of games: finite games and infinite games. Finite games have known rules,
thank you.
clearly identified players, and a clear winner in the end. Just think about a game like chess. These rules are well understood. It's played by millions of people around the world, and there's no debate. Winning is as much about staying in the game. Take finance, for example. Rules vary dramatically from country to country. There are both known and unknown players that influence the game, and their decisions can have a massive impact on all of us. Cybersecurity is an infinite game. The bad guys aren't playing by any rules. There's no such thing as a level playing field when a state actor decides to target a business. And as much as they would like, no one industry vendor can claim to have solved security with their solution that addresses, let's say, one piece of the puzzle. Today, too many businesses and security teams have a finite mindset. The risk is that we fall into this trap of thinking we can win or solve the problem once and for all. This is not a winner-take-all game. We have to think bigger. We have to think differently, especially when it comes to cloud security, where the pace of innovation and complexity can sometimes be staggering. At Microsoft, we approach cloud security with an infinite mindset. We believe that in a constantly changing game, we must use intelligence, AI, and automation to create a virtuous cycle of signal to evolve and respond faster to bad actors and events. We believe that cloud security has to be a team sport. We need to collaborate as an industry to share threat intelligence and respond as a team. And as we've seen with incidents like SolarWinds, bad actors are exploiting vulnerabilities much earlier in the development lifecycle, at the code itself. It's opened a whole new front in the game that many are ill-equipped to play. And so our vision at Microsoft with cloud security is to span from code to cloud, no matter what cloud you're running in, and to put intelligence and automation to work to help you be more secure. It starts with outstanding runtime protection, so you can protect all the workloads you have in the cloud, VMs, data, apps, devices, networking, identities, and not just in Azure, but across every cloud you operate in. We need comprehensive visibility and a simplified way of remediating issues across all these assets. But you can't just think about security by the rules we play by today. You must start earlier in the development lifecycle. Start at the code itself and shift left. Customers need to connect security teams and DevOps teams more effectively together to help developers bake security earlier in the experience and remediate issues in the code itself. And we need to do that across pipelines, whether you're using GitHub or Visual Studio, Azure DevOps, or other pipelines. That's the approach we are bringing to cloud security. An infinite mindset to cloud security means thinking from code to cloud, from the development cycle to runtime protection, uniquely powered by intelligence generated from trillions of signals each day in the cloud, along with insights from thousands of the best security researchers in the industry, so you can do more with less. We bring this vision to life with Microsoft Defender for Cloud. It's our comprehensive cloud security platform. Today, I want to share with you how Defender for Cloud will help strengthen your security posture, protect workloads across multi-cloud and hybrid environments, and help secure your organization from code to cloud. First, let's show you how we're expanding security capabilities across clouds. We know security teams are dealing with disconnected tools, gaps in coverage across their environment, and countless security issues. It's more challenging than ever to identify and focus on what matters the most. Defender for Cloud is a centralized platform that provides visibility across your entire environment to strengthen your security posture against evolving threats and prioritize risk with graph-based analysis. And once you've identified your biggest security issues, it also helps you accelerate remediation with integrated governance tools across clouds. Let me ask Terrell Cox to join us and show you just how Defender for Cloud can help transform how you think about managing posture across clouds. Terrell?
Thanks, Sean. As organizations increase their deployments across multi-cloud environments, it becomes more and more important to proactively reduce risk for your organization. Today, I'm excited to share with you new innovations to help security teams do more with less when securing from code to cloud. First, I'm happy to introduce Microsoft Defender Cloud Security Posture Management. Defender CSPM builds on existing capabilities to provide centralized visibility into your entire environment with advanced prioritization and remediation tools. Let's see how it works. As a security administrator for Contoso Hotels, I will start with the Defender for Cloud dashboard to understand and act on cloud security risks. The overview page helps me understand my cloud security posture across Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud deployments. It also provides me with a quick view of cloud security compliance against industry standards, a full resource inventory, and a summary of my workload cloud protection. In the right panel, I can track the latest vulnerabilities and insights from Microsoft's industry-leading threat intelligence researchers. Now, strengthening my security posture begins with visibility. I can see that Defender for Cloud is continuously assessing 3,300 resources across my environment. I'm going to check the active recommendations. Here, I can see there are groupings of key recommendations spanning across areas such as identity from intra-permissions management, endpoint protection, and now vulnerability management. Defender for Cloud ensures full workload protection with new agentless vulnerability scanning. It seamlessly scans all multi-cloud resources in my environment without the friction of deploying an agent and with zero impact on workloads. Defender for Cloud is one of the only solutions providing full breadth and depth of coverage, marrying visibility of agentless scanning with in-depth agent-based endpoint protection. So let's take a look at what that breadth can do. In the Remediate Vulnerabilities section, I can see a top recommendation that highlights a large group of resources with unresolved vulnerabilities. Here, I can see that I have hundreds of high-severity CVEs found across hundreds more scanned Azure VMs and AWS EC2 instances. Clicking on any of these resources will show a detailed view of the specific issues. But faced with thousands of actions, I need to focus on resolving my most critical risks. So let's go back to my Recommendations tab. The new Attack Path Analysis tool helps me focus on the most pressing risks. It is built on the Cloud Security Graph that brings together insights from all my cloud resources, external attack surfaces, and intra-permissions management. It analyzes this data to identify the most exploitable vulnerabilities across all potential paths. The threat context from the new Cloud Security Graph cuts through the noise, narrowing down from thousands of recommendations to show me 62 potential attack paths that really need my focus. Let's drill into one to learn more. Now, this attack path involves a virtual machine with high severity vulnerabilities. It's exposed to the internet, has remote code execution, and has access to a sensitive key vault. Clicking on the VM, I can see contextual risk for each node and the environment, its internet exposure and details on related vulnerabilities, as well as critical recommendations to mitigate this risk. Returning to the Defender for Cloud dashboard, I often find I need to search for specific vulnerabilities or resources using parameters that are unique to my environment. I can do this with the Cloud Security Graph Explorer, using query templates based on internet exposure, access to sensitive data, permissions, and more. In my organization, external exposure is a top concern. So I'll start by searching for internet exposed VMs. Here, I find a long list of VMs matching the high severity criteria for my template, but I want to narrow my search. First, I'm going to search for a specific CVE that I'm concerned about. And I see there are 2 internet exposed VMs in my environment with this CVE. The Graph Explorer also allows me to search by specific insights, such as unique data sensitivity labels, or in this case, by tags my company has defined to identify our production and test environments. And there you go. I just found the specific VM with the highest risk based on exploitability and unique impact to my business. Clicking on the VM reveals critical details, such as how it's exposed, which CVEs were found, and applicable tags, so I can identify and remediate the most important risks in my organization. With the new Defender CSPM capabilities for agentless scanning and attack path analysis, SecOps teams can save time and prioritize the most significant risks with context-aware cloud security. Back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Terrell. Today, we announced the capabilities Terrell shared, including agentless scanning and attack path analysis, powered by the new Cloud Security Graph. Hopefully, you could see just how Defender CSPM helps you cut through the noise by helping you focus on reducing risk and strengthening your posture across your entire environment. Next, let's talk about how we help you shift left to better secure the developer workflow from the very beginning. Defender for DevOps helps you bridge SecOps and DevOps with automated discovery across pipelines, starting with GitHub and ADO, with more to come. It will also continuously assess the posture and compliance of cloud configurations. Think of it as infrastructure as code security that will help minimize misconfigurations ever reaching production. And it brings all these insights together in a single unified view, powered by what we call the Cloud Security Graph. So security teams can help developers prioritize things that matter and empower the developer to be in the driver's seat. Let me welcome Terrell back to show you Defender for DevOps in action. Terrell?
Thanks, Sean. As Sean mentioned, a major challenge security teams face when managing their posture is the fragmented
Hello, I'm Ali share with you today. So let's get started. Over the past 12 months, we at Microsoft have seen the needs of businesses and employees around the world evolve against a backdrop of geopolitical and economic challenges. Even the workplace has changed again. Our remote and hybrid lives revealed new challenges to our productivity and our communications, and especially to our data security. We've been working to deliver adaptable solutions which enable optimal collaboration without compromising protection. No matter where you are in the world or where you work, we've got you covered. We know how challenging it is to protect your most important asset, your data, from risk. In the last year, we've continued to innovate on data protection and privacy solutions for our enterprise organizations. The result includes two integrated and very powerful solutions, Microsoft Purview and Microsoft Priva. Today, we'll dive into these two solutions, both of which provide tools to address data protection and data privacy challenges. Now let's talk about our most important partner, you, our customers. We know you're faced with multiple and evolving challenges, from enabling productivity and empowering employees to eliminating exposure gaps in your infrastructure, all while making sure your organization's data is protected from risk across a hybrid work environment. It's a lot to take on. As I speak with customers, there's a question that I'm constantly asked. How can I simplify my data protection strategy? This is where Microsoft Purview shines. You see, in the last 12 plus months, we've completely reimagined our data protection and governance products to better fit your needs. We know the most important asset you have within your organization is your data. Data drives insights that help you run your business, deliver a competitive advantage in the marketplace, and empower employees to collaborate and stay productive. It is critical to protect that data at every stage to make sure it doesn't get compromised or fall prey to risky behavior. As you think about protecting that data, you ultimately need to create a defense in-depth strategy around it. Let's break this down. The first layer of defense is to understand and discover the sensitive data within your organization. You need to know where and what your data is, who's accessing it, how it's being shared and stored, and where it's traveling. To protect you at the first line of defense, we offer Microsoft Purview Information Protection to help you classify and label your data. Considering the amount of data doubling each year, you need solutions that provide unparalleled visibility into your entire data estate, whether on-premises or multi-cloud. Microsoft Purview offers a single pane of glass, which enables you to view and manage your data from one place, improving your team's efficacy for data protection. The next layer of defense is your data protection strategy is to manage data security risks within your organization. Microsoft Purview Insider Risk Management identifies potential risks and enables security teams to quickly take action. This can be done using insider risk management in tandem with a holistic approach to managing internal risk, bringing together the right people, processes, and training and tools. We recently released the Building a Holistic Insider Risk Management Program report to help organizations think through their insider risk strategy. We found that organizations who approached insider risk holistically were more likely to emphasize user privacy, collaborate with other organizational departments in their approach, and to use positive deterrents like training and feedback loops as part of their data protection strategy. In fact, holistic organizations are twice as likely to say that an integrated security stack is important to addressing insider risk.
All right, everyone. So, to shed more light on this video, we would have Mr. Popoola talking to us. Mr. Popoola, are you there? I can't hear you. Looks like you're muted some way.
Yeah, I'm muted. Yeah, I'm here.
All right, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
All right, so Mr. Popoola, I mean, I've been actually following this, and I mean, data has been such a thing that has been so relevant in the industry. The security of data, how we manage and how we handle data. And I would just like to, pick your ideas on some of these things that were discussed during this live session. And one of the things I really wanted you to shed some light on was, why do you think we need to protect our data?
All right. It is important that we protect our data because data has become an asset. Gone are the days when the world was celebrating crude oil as the most expensive or most valuable item. But with the advent of digital transformation, we have that data is the greatest asset that a company relies on, because from the data you get insight that help you to grow your business. From data you get insight that help you to manage your employee. You also get insight from the data that help you to also manage your competitors. So from all ramifications, data has served a purpose of being an asset. And for that particular reason, when you value an asset, the next thing is, how do I protect a data? That is where the issue of data protection comes on board. One, the essence of data protection is to make sure that my assets, which are insights that are derivable from available data that I have, is being protected against any damage or possibility of being exposed to any unauthorized personality. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Popoola, for that. I know we are almost out of time, but just before we round up the session, I would like to ask Imo. I know this is like, will I say, a stumbled upon question, right? But this is actually just to get your insight, just in case maybe there's some form of confusion about these two topics. So one of the questions I just want to speak to you is there really a relationship between sensitive data and data protection? Is there really a relationship between that?
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Obvious. Sensitive data and data protection, I would say data protection is something that protects sensitive data. Of course, you cannot talk about sensitive data without talking about data protection. In the sense that what happened is that the way I see it is that sensitive data comes first. You classify data as sensitive, then you put up a measure in place to protect it. That's the way data protection. So they have a relationship.
Oh, sorry, I think I was muted. All right. Thank you very much, Imo, for that short answer to this particular question. Yes, so Mr. Popoola, I'm going to be asking you one more question before I try to see how I can round up this session. And I would say it's more about some of the features that were discussed in the last Microsoft Ignite session we had, the one that just rounded off. And what I was really thinking of was this. As regards Microsoft products, right? Is there a way, or are there products that can really help us in effectively managing our sensitive data? Does does Microsoft have products that can help us manage this sensitive data? Hello, Mr.
All right.
Bukola.
Yes, I can hear you. So we are coming from a background that we have discovered the essence of data, and we have also discovered the need for protection of that data. And the next question is about what are the products, Microsoft products, that can help us to protect data. Yeah, I'm aware of numerous products of Microsoft that help us to protect our sensitive data. Some of them is you have mentioned one of them, which is a Defender, Microsoft Defender, which is a product that is being majorly used in Microsoft 365, which is an online-based Microsoft software. That's number one. Another one that I'm also aware of is that of Microsoft Purview. Microsoft Purview is just a unified data governance solution. It helps you in terms of risk management, compliance and risk management. So when we're talking about compliance and risk management, it has to do with legal issues. There are some restrictions about how we share some organizations within national territory. You cannot store your data outside their territory. So and you have to be aware of those laws, national laws, local laws, about issues that have to do with data governance. So now I'm aware that Microsoft Purview is a great tool that helps us in managing the governance and in managing data protections that we can think of, especially in terms of DLP, which is a data loss prevention, and also information protection. So this one is very so the first one is Defender, Microsoft Defender. The second one is Microsoft Purview. Another one that I'm also aware that is of great value recently, that was promoted recently during the Ignite, is a Microsoft Priva. And Microsoft Priva also play a kind of critical role in terms of security, And when you're talking about capability of Microsoft Priva, it has capability in two solutions. The first one is a Priva privacy risk management. We have privacy risk management, and we have what we call subject right request. So in terms of privacy risk management, we are talking about providing visibility into organizations' data and policy templates in order to reduce risk. And on the other side, what we are talking about Priva subject right request, it provides an automation and workflow tools for fulfilling data requests. You understand? So one is talking about what? It's talking about how to reduce risk, whereby the other is talking about how can we make use of automation and workflow as tools in helping us to minimize some of the risk that users can be exposed to. Thank you. So in by and large, I've mentioned about 3 products that are very good for us in terms of how we protect our data. The first one is the first one is Microsoft Defender. The second one is Microsoft Purview, and the last one is Microsoft Priva. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Mr. Popola. I mean, this was really, really an interesting session. And the time is finally here. The time is finally here. Anything that has a start also will have an ending. So at this point, I would really like to appreciate everyone who has come in here to, talk on this stage. I mean, your efforts and your knowledge are always well appreciated. Are always well appreciated. So I would like to remind you that we still have our programs which are ongoing. Currently, we started the AZ 104 series last week. We will be continuing with the AZ 104 series from next week. So please ensure to stay tuned, and we will continue to keep you up to date with the changes happening in the environment. For now, I would just like to say thank you, goodbye. All right, listen to the advert we have for you here.
Kom naar de Microsoft Ignite Afterparty om met je peers te gaan praten over de laatste aankondiging van Microsoft en hoe jij daarmee aan de slag gaat gaan.
To explore all announcements around Microsoft Ignite and products that have been presented in there, and go deeper to further explore these technologies, try out some cool demos, and have a tangible experience of these products.
Wissenstransfer, Diskussionen und Treffen mit Technikbegeisterten in einer angenehmen Atmosphäre bietet die Ignite After Show in Österreich.
Porque es una experiencia increíble de compartir e interactuar y sobre todo adquirir nuevos conocimientos de una forma poco común.
Microsoft Ignite After Parties helps the communities to engage with the young leaders while inspiring them with the stories of tech innovation.
Es el espacio perfecto para compartir ideas y opiniones para revolucionar el mundo a través de la tecnología.
为了透过微软与世界接轨，